in a family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers. The final boss has always stood out, even when he was just a blue chipper. But there wouldn't be a final boss. There wouldn't even be a bloodline if it wasn't for The Rock's grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia. You can think of him as the first boss. Predecessor to the tribal chief.
He is one of, if not the foundation for our family. The Anawa'i Fatu Maivia wrestling dynasty. I don't think there's anybody more responsible for what's going on now than the High Chief himself.
Peter Maivia isn't simply one of the two principals behind the sacred blood bond. He's also an incredibly decorated professional wrestler who traveled the world and won titles everywhere he went. New Zealand, Japan, Europe, and here in the United States, where he enjoyed especially successful runs in Hawaii and California. Maivia would eventually find his way to WWE, engaging in legendary battles with the likes of superstar Billy Graham. His larger-than-life personality would win the WWE Universe over in short order, as it had throughout his entire career. In the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia was a potent blend of brawn and grappling technique, often muscling his opponents down to the mat through a variety of joint locks and then switching to more painful holds once grounded. His sleeper hold and stump puller were both feared and renowned, and make no mistake about it, Maivia knew there was always more than one path to the ultimate victory. Out of the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia also ran one of the most successful wrestling promotions on the planet, Polynesian Pro Wrestling, based out of Hawaii, showing his mastery of the business in every aspect. His induction into WWE's Hall of Fame class of 2008 was supremely deserved, forever enshrining Peter Maivia as the legend he always was. And now, we present to you the opportunity to walk in the boots of the legendary High Chief Peter Maivia, facing off against one of the most legendary WWE rivals, George the Animal Steele. You will settle this score once and forever, and showcase the overwhelming strength of Peter Maivia, which has ever since remained as a hallmark for every single solitary member of this bloodline. Steele is no easy battle, though. He thrives in the chaos, one of pro wrestling's true madmen. He'll even try to eat part of the ring if he thinks it'll help him break you down. So do your best and honor High Chief Peter Maivia properly with a resounding victory.
Uh-oh, somebody called the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a steel cage match. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 275 pounds, George the Animal Steele.
I'm not even sure the cage can contain this man.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 275 pounds, Maivia!
Steele had better keep an eye on Maivia because Maivia is a true brawler.
Few men can handle the chaos of the animal inside a steel cage, but I believe the High Chief is ready.
Maivia carrying such pride into the ring.
Very stark contrast to Steele.
We'll see which prevails tonight.
High Chief Peter Maivia taking on George the Animal Steele in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because Maivia is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, we'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them.
Tremendous pressure on the head and neck.
Some folks call Peter Maivia the Flying Hawaiian, and the reasons are obvious for that moniker. But guys, how has he earned the other nickname of the High Chief?
Well, Cole, Peter Maivia is very close to the Anawa'i family. In fact, Peter's considered a blood brother to the patriarch of that clan.
When you add on the fact that Maivia was born and raised in Samoa, you can see the great pride he has for that land and its people and the tribal ink that covers his body.
Got out of the way. Vicious attack. They outlaw that move from other sports for a reason. Devastating kick. Ooh. Oh, what a kick.
Oh, man.
The High Chief just refusing to be intimidated.
The animal has no idea what to make of Maivia. Has him in the corner, thinking of the next move.
George the Animal Steele is not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, guys. He's a true brawler.
And he might be the best brawler in WWE, Michael. There is no shortage of fight in the animal.
Take him! Missile drop kick! Ooh! George beats him to the punch.
He's able to avoid heavy contact.
Effective counter. Blast off. Peter Maivia is looking unstoppable now.
Yeah, and Maivia has really figured the animal out here.
Will he get on with it already? This is a fight.
Oh, my goodness, dribbling the opponent's head like a basketball.
Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steele as competitors. One man based on order, the other on chaos, but it's reflected in their looks, too.
Indeed, Michael. Just look at the sculpted physique of the High Chief. And the tribal tattoos on his body are extremely intricate and definitely eye-catching.
And Steele is, well, he's an ugly creature. Enough hair on his upper torso to classify as fur. Folds in his bald head. He's like a modern-day Neanderthal.
Two very opposing styles in every sense of the word, Corey. High Chief Maivia is a much more physically gifted and talented athlete in the ring than Steele. What's it going to take for the animal to get the upper hand here?
Well, he's got to be even more chaotic than ever inside this cage. Nothing about Steele makes sense to someone as traditional as Maivia. There's never any telling what the animal's going to do in a match, and he needs to keep it that way.
Maivia just dominated the animal with that.
Time to end this.
Caught with the backbreaker.
Is it enough? Is it enough for Peter Maivia?
From the middle rope. Oh, what a splash!
The animal may be wounded prey at this point.
The High Chief closing in on a successful hunt.
Attempting high-risk move after high-risk move at a breakneck pace.
Tremendous impact. You've got to be kidding me. Using your body as a missile over and over. From the heavens, big-time splash.
This is more than reckless abandon. This is showing a lack of all fear.
From the top. Oh, coming down from way up top.
We are seeing a ridiculous amount of risk.
Set up for a second time.
Now that'll do some serious damage.
No way Steele's coming back from that. Might not know where exactly he is right now, and it's about to get worse.
Oh, looking to cripple the leg.
The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii, where he earned multiple.
From the middle rope.
Oh, what a splash!
Maivia overwhelming his opponent here.
And you can see Steele is struggling to weather the storm of the High Chief.
Ooh, whoa!
Lariat! Good Lord!
That was nasty.
Oh.
Escapes. Take it over. Go for the win here.
Able to turn it into a cover of their own.
He's already done so much damage. What else could he want to do?
When a man like Peter Maivia signs up for a match with the Animal, he doesn't know what to expect, just to expect anything in the world.
Peter Maivia knows full well that he's in for some unusual treatment tonight. In fact, Steele often has trouble finding opponents due to his erratic nature.
But when it comes to competition, the High Chief wants to pin, shoulders down.
Might put him away right now.
An ineffective pin.
And I'm just as shocked as everyone else, Cole, his opponent included.
Mistake made by Steele.
Ooh, pinpointing the trachea. Lariat! Good Lord, that was nasty.
George the Animal Steele might be a bit of an underdog here. In fact, he lost the match by countout to the High Chief.
In Steele's defense, I'm not sure he knows how to count exactly, or how to read a rule book. So he's got to be...
The target's been acquired once more.
Backbreaker hits it again, and no way this goes any longer. He's going back to the well.
Just breaking down the opponent.
Maivia can taste it now.
Measuring it up one more time. What a backbreaker. That has to be the one that ends this.
2 count. Somehow he kicked out.
Are we sure that wasn't 3?
Just about as close as you can get.
Listen, that should have ended things. And look at his face. At this point, you have to believe he's losing some faith in himself.
Oh, God. Brutal chop block.
Peter Maivia, very tough, but he also has movie star good looks. Quite the combo.
And it served him well, Michael. In fact, the High Chief has major acting and stunt work credits to his name. And who knows? Maybe we'll see the Maivia name on Hollywood billboards again sometime.
Well, before any of that happens, the High Chief needs to survive this war against the Animal.
A reversal. He saw that coming. Momentum is all with Maivia now.
Steele now just trying to survive.
Another targeted attack to his head and neck area. He has to be careful.
Waistlock applied, but their opponent
From the opposition.
took him out at the knee. Headbutt! Oh, what impact!
Uh-oh. Headbutt. Nothing fancy there. Leaning on the turnbuckle here.
Calling to the official, he wants to go out the way he came in. And I guess he's out of here, free and clear. And the High Chief defeats the Animal.
Here is your winner, High Chief Peter Maivia!
Anytime these two have faced off, it's been eye for an eye. But the steel cage has finally delivered a decisive victory for the High Chief, Peter Maivia.